Let's move into our balancing sequence now for April. Just like last month, it's always handy to have a block or a big thick book, which is something that can help us to engage with some of the balance poses. So if you need one, just put it here at the front of your mat. And come to stand at the front of your mat. And first and foremost, plant the feet. So find that sense of balance over the arches so that the weight is distributed evenly front and back. You can always move backwards and forwards, side to side, just to find that sense of balanced equilibrium where the weight is distributed evenly from the crown all the way down into the feet and through the body. Once you feel that you've got a sense of balance, shift your weight over into the right foot and just come up onto the left toe tips. Now, if you've had a lot of coffee, you're particularly tired, you're anxious, stressed or worried, then sometimes that can really interfere with our ability to balance. If that's you today, then you might just stay here on your toe tips with your hands on your hips, focusing on engaging the standing leg, a micro bend in the standing knee, and drawing the navel to spine, engaging the core support muscles around the spine. If you're feeling pretty good, just draw that left heel up towards the left buttocks and just take hold of the ankle, maybe drawing the heel towards the buttocks. Now, we have a tendency to want to open the knee out to the side when we come into this particular quadricep stretch. Really important to keep focusing on drawing the knee back in towards the midline of the body. Now, the extension we're going to move into this month is simply bringing your right hand, maybe connecting it onto the heart space here, just to give yourself a sense of steady connection. And very, very slowly, you might start to draw the knee back away from the body. There might be a slight tilting of the chest, and maybe you might extend that right hand forward, pushing the foot up into the hand, but making sure that hip doesn't open to the side. We want to keep the hip pointing down towards the floor. This is called dancer's pose, and it's a lovely extension through the front and back sides of the body. So keep that extension of the foot pushing up into the hand. Keep the chin drawing towards the throat, the back of the neck long. And when you feel ready, with poise and slowly drawing yourself back to the midline and then gently resting the foot down. Come back to that connection. See if you can find that even spread of weight through the feet. And just notice if there's a difference from left to right side. Staying here, working with this particular leg, moving the weight across into the right foot again. This time, you might reach down towards the floor and step back with the left foot, and maybe the hand will reach either towards the floor, fully to the floor, or just down towards your block. Now the block is going to be forward and slightly to the left of your foot here. Pressing flat through the hand and then just lifting that left leg up. Now there's an opening of the hip here, so the hip opens to the side, pointing towards the wall. And again, do we have floppy feet, or can we activate all the way through the length of the leg, pushing out to the heel, flexing the toes, so drawing the toes back towards the knee. Maybe hand on hip, maybe hand reaches to the sky, maybe you'll gaze towards the wall, or some of you might be able to look all the way up at the hand. Breathing gently in and out here in what's known as our half moon pose. You might remember in the warm-up, we did a modified version of this on our knees. Keeping the gaze in your chosen direction, down towards the floor will get you more steady in the balance. If you'd like an extension, you can always bend the raised leg, take hold of the ankle, and again, like we did in dancer pose, pushing the foot into the hand. Finding a lovely opening from the knee, across the hip, all the way into the left upper shoulder. Releasing the extension if that's what you've taken, Taking the raised hand to the hip, gently lowering the foot and coming all the way up to stand. Standing on both feet, finding mountain, relaxing through the shoulders, dropping the tailbone down, lifting the crown high. Take a few steadying breaths here, re-establishing equilibrium with your breathing after those very challenging balance poses. Coming to our balance on the opposite side now. This time we're going to shift the weight into the left foot. Remembering you can always just focus on balancing here on the toe tips and stay there for the duration of the balancing sequence if for any reason you're feeling really wobbly today. Otherwise, hands on hips, I always find that helps me really switch on my core and find that centre midline point of balance in the body. And just lift the right heel to the buttock, maybe taking hold of the foot, remembering to check where the knee is tracking, drawing it back towards the centre line of the body. Now you can stay here, or you can bring your left hand to connect with the centre of the chest. Start to push the foot into the hand, maybe leaning forward, extending that left hand. Remembering not to let that hip splay out to the side. Draw the hip down and push the foot back and towards the hand. Feeling long and a beautiful opening right through the front side of the body. And step by step, very gracefully, moving through the reverse series of steps to gently allow yourself to come out of the pose. Steadying yourself here, balancing, standing, spreading the weight evenly through both feet for a moment, and preparing yourself for our half moon pose. Remembering you might need the block or the book or whatever support is there for you, and setting yourself up as we get ready. The weight shifts into the left foot again. Here, maybe starting with hands on hips, taking the right foot back, maybe reaching down towards the block, remembering the block's forward, and this time towards the left of the foot. And once you feel ready, you might raise the back leg, remembering to find active engagement from the hip to the heel. Drawing the toes up, pushing the heel back, maybe raising the right hand. Check the gaze to the floor, to the side, or to the ceiling. Feeling long through both sides of the body, both sides of the torso. And if you'd like that extension, only an option, remember, you can pull the heel towards the buttock, take hold of the foot and gently push foot to hand, finding that extension. Breathing gently in and slowly out, maintaining an even, gentle flow in the breath. The minute the breath starts to strain or labour, it's a good sign to woe back. Come back to the previous stage of the pose. Unravelling from the extension if you've been there. And then very gently, very slowly, taking the foot down towards the floor, rolling yourself back up to a standing position, finding your mountain, breathing in and breathing out, in and out. I'll see you as we move towards our floor poses in the next video.